Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
What is up, JP Peterson Show land? I am IndyCar Tim. I am indeed not JP Peterson. We hope to have JP Peterson here as he is in the green room waiting to log on with us. But he is on location, and we are having some issues this morning. So it is what it is. Welcome into FanStream Sports, the JP Peterson Show. Lots of Tampa stuff ready for you guys today. Lots of national sports stuff ready for you today. And let's see if we can get JP on now with us as we attempt to pop him on. JP, are you with us? I can't hear you. Like, I can barely hear you as we produce on the air here. Nope, it's the same. It sounds like you're 10,000 yards away from us. You're on the green and we're on the tee box. As we are producing on the air here, JP is obviously on location. As we struggle through some.
How about now?
There you go. Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Hey, so we're doing this on the phone. We hope to have great Wi-Fi technology here at Rogers Park but we're going to do this on the phone. But they do have incredible technology here on this top tracer. Let me show you a little bit. So this is why we're here today. We're doing a live remote at the Rogers Park here in Tampa. They have just unveiled a top tracer golf range here, which is freaking incredible. And I'll give you a little bit of a tour of it right now. So this is, you've seen these. It's kind of like your Top Golf, except way better because you can actually see the ball go out into the range right there. And they have grass here as well, but they have hitting mats. So you can play different golf courses. You can do the virtual golf right here. We'll get started up right there. You can do play Pebble Beach. You can play the Belfry. You can play St. Andrews. You can play a ton of different incredible courses.
Wow.
And of course, it does all the top tracer technology. So it shows you like how far your ball is going. When I hit that 300 and it's like 220. You know how that goes, Tim. So yeah,
New.
it's incredible. They have, let's see, about 8 to 10 bays here, and they do food and beverage. They got all the bays here. Here's what's incredible. So now as they're opening up on the 15th, $35 for an hour. All the balls you can hit. Bring your boys out here, and you can do food and beverage. You can play St. Andrews. You can play, or just work on your game. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool.
Very nice.
So the mayor was out here this morning. We did the big dedication, and Rogers Park is like a hidden gem here in Tampa. It's right on the river, the Hillsborough River. They've got a short course here that the first tee put in. We've had Gary Koch on before talking about that. So they have a par 3 course that is just absolutely beautiful, and they have a regular course as well that kind of winds through the area here. It goes right by the river. They have a couple of riverfront holes. So it's really a gem, a hidden gem, and it's this new top tracer technology. Rogers Park hitting base here is going to really, I think it's going because it's the only one of its kind available to the public in the Tampa Bay area. Of course, you got the Top Golf. It's just that's just different, but this is out here with a range, and you really get, I think, a lot more feedback. So really cool, really cool.
Very
We're going
nice.
to have the pro here come on a little bit later and tell us a little bit more about the ins and outs of this. So that's where
Very
we
cool.
are. That's what we're doing. So sorry we're a little late popping on, but here we are.
I did the best I could.
You did a great job. Great job filling in. Great job
That's
filling
right.
in. I'm over here on this end trying to get the Wi-Fi to work and everything else.
For the 18 seconds I had to open the show, it was a
Yeah, well, there we go. You did a great job.
miracle.
All right, so and on to bigger and more important things, especially for the Rays here. We got the Yankees coming in, and by the way, let me set up the show here a little bit. Scott Reynolds is going to join us at 10:30. If you want to send him an invite, by the way, Tim, that'd be great.
Okay.
And we will have him on to talk about the Bucs. We're doing our position by position preview as we go through the couple weeks leading up to training camp. And today we're going to do corners and talk about a lot of other stuff with Scott Reynolds. So he will join us at 10:30. And my good friend Paul Wilson, the actor, his movie that he stars in and produced, Deer Camp '86. It is a wonderful horror flick that is just one of those kind of '80s genre horror flicks that he brought back to life. It's super fun, and he's going to join us to talk a little bit about that. It was released in theaters a few weeks ago, and now it's coming to Amazon Prime and Netflix near you. So we'll chat with him about all things entertainment and his new movie coming out. So lots of fun. Anything you guys want to shoot up in the comments there, Tim will keep me abreast of what's going on in the comments as we rip through this here today. But if you're a golfer, you're definitely going to want to get out here to Rogers Park to try out the new Top Tracer. So, all right, let's jump right into it. And Tim, I don't know if you were able to get the sound, but my friend sent me this yesterday from WFAN in New York. And if you're a Tampa Bay fan, right, you love when the Yankees or Boston or any of these Northeast teams, especially in the big media markets, Philadelphia, when the local media starts to eat their own. I mean, that's when it gets really good. If I'm not mistaken, WFAN, that's a Yankee station, right?
It is.
Yeah. So when the hosts of the shows are allowed to actually speak ill of the that's one thing that's good about New York. The hosts on the station is actually they're able to do that without the owner calling.
They don't hold back.
No, they don't hold back. They don't hold back. And yesterday, BT ripped into Aaron Boone, the organization in general, And really, the Yankees got off to a torrid start, and now they've won 6 of their last 22 games. They haven't won a series in a month. I mean, they've been playing some really, really bad baseball. But they're also 55 and 37 overall, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
not too shabby. It's not like they're under 500 like the Rays. But this is obviously a crucial time for the Yankees. And they've got the Rays here for 4. And then the Rays got the Guardians, the Yankees, and then All-Star break, and then the Yankees again. So the Rays are going to have 2 series against the Yankees, home and away. And this is really going to tell the story for the Rays, I think, in terms of where they're going in the deadline, buy or sell, even though I think whatever happens with the Yankees, I think you should be selling. But that said, for the Yankees, it is a crucial time. And I know we have lots of Yankees fans that listen, and the Yankees fans are pissed. And they should be. I mean, they're playing really bad baseball. And I looked up their payroll. Do you know what their payroll is, Timmy, off the top of your head?
380?
316.
316, okay.
Third in the league. And that's why they got off to such a torrid start. But my God, I mean, you compare that to what the Rays spent, like under $100 million. And this is the Rays' largest payroll in the 90s, I think, in their existence. The usual payrolls, 75, 80. And you're talking about $316 million. Can you imagine an NFL team where you had one team spending $316 million, another team spending $75 million? Can you imagine? I mean, the playing field has never been level in baseball, but it's never been worse, especially for teams like the Rays who are, just trying to make money and not really be serious about being competitive in terms of winning championships. So the disparity could not be any worse, but this just makes for a really fun series because the Yankees are up against it. And Aaron Boone, well, I think you and I have talked about this before. I don't know how this dude still has a job. I mean, if the old man were still in charge,
he'd have been gone.
No disrespect to Hal Steinbrenner, but if the old man were still gone, he'd have been fired and brought back 4 times by now. Yeah. But at least fired, no question about it. And Brian Cashman, how long has he been there without them winning a World Series? You got to go back to what, 09 since they've won a World Series?
I think that was the last one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how the hell does he keep his job? Where is the sense of urgency in this franchise? Hell yeah, if I was at WFAN, I'd be calling for Boone's head. I'd be calling for Cashman's head. And obviously they're still very much in the thick of it. This may be just a dip. But to hear these guys talk, it's the end of the world. So do we have that sound? Because I'd really like to hear
I got like the first 2 minutes. I thought that was kind of the meat of the 19-minute video that you sent me.
Yeah, that's all we need.
And listen, while we're doing this, I don't have Scott's contact information. So however you want me to send that to him, phone or email, just shoot that over to me and I'll get it out while we're listening. All right, here we go.
What's wrong? The answer is everything. Everything, absolutely everything is wrong with the New York Yankees. The Yankees are broken, and Sal, Cashman's been my target for a long time. You know that. Mm-hmm. That's not the problem right now. The problem is the manager. Aaron Boone is not the right fit for the Yankees. Aaron Boone allows this stuff to go on with no consequences. Whether it's center fielders kicking baseballs, loafing after it, whether it's Gleyber Torres on autopilot for the last 3.5 years, Volpe not knowing the situation from third base, DJ LeMahieu not knowing what to do between first and second base, empty at bats, quick strikeouts, bullpens blown in terms of leads. The Yankees need, number one, is an entirely new roster, which is on Brian Cashman outside about 4 people. But what they really need, Sal, and this is, I don't know how they fix this, they need a colossal kick in the ass, and their manager will never do it.
I just don't think they're good enough, BT. I can't put this on Aaron Boone. And now, look, these are the type of stretches that gets managers fired. The thought of even bringing up Aaron Boone and his job sounds preposterous off of the start that they had. However, they haven't won a series in nearly a month. Those are the type of stretches that get managers fired, especially when you have a team with the expectations that the Yankees had and a team that was playing as well as they did to start the year. But this is not on him. The team stinks. They have nothing. I said it in the offseason, and I'm mad at myself for getting away from it after their hot start. They didn't do enough in the offseason to fix deep-rooted issues. They didn't do enough. And this is not just about Giancarlo Stanton getting hurt or Dominguez, his backup, not being ready. It's all of it. They thought they were going to patch it with Juan Soto because Verdugo is a whatever addition. Yeah, okay, solid upgrade in left field, but he's not an impact game-changing player. And by the way, even if he was, it's still not enough. The Yankees weren't a very good team last year. It was all about, well, Judge stays healthy, masking all those concerns or all those flaws. Well, Judge and Soto have been healthy. Judge is playing a historic season here, and yet they still stink. So it's much more than that. The infield, no good. Catching situation, atrocious. Injuries continue to mount up. Starting pitching, no good. Bullpen, no good. Is there anything else? So for me, the last thing, or the furthest thing from the top of the list of blame or reasons for why the Yankees are as bad as they've been is the manager. I know people are going to talk about it. I understand your frustration with it. I just don't think that this is Aaron Boone's fault.
So there you go.
Wow. Is that fun to listen to?
Again, not that would get people at your old station and my old station fired for going off like that on when you're the flagship station of that team. And look, I worked for the flagship station of the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers. I'd been out the door before the show was over.
Well, good for them for allowing free speech. Again, when you're WFAN, and that's the way it should be, by the way. That's the way it should be. There should be. It's baseball, for God's sake. Yeah. It's sports. Some of these teams get so butthurt when they're criticized in the media. That's part of it. And you're getting media. You should embrace that. You should embrace that because, first of all, what we say on the air makes no difference to how you play. Right. Okay? And in the end, if you win, you shut me up, you shut up BT, you shut everybody up. And that's the way it's supposed to work. Don't be worried about what the people in the media are saying, because when it comes down to what happens on the field, it matters not. It matters not. And I can tell you this, if that's what you're spending your time doing, worried about what people are saying in the media, and I've seen lots of coaches do this. Dirk Cutter became that guy when he was the Bucs head coach. He started listening to all the media and the negativity and more worried about that and, hiding stuff from the press than how to get first and how to convert 3rd and 7. Anytime you see organizations or coaches or anybody start getting, consumed by bad media or negativity, that's the beginning of the end. If it's not already, a foretold. So anyway, so that be that as it may, I don't know where Aaron Boone's head is, and he certainly shouldn't be listening to this, but you look at that roster, and those guys certainly know the Yankees way better than I do. But I look at that roster and I go, well, I don't know. You started, 30 games over 500 or whatever the hell it was, that historic start. Those are the same guys that are having a little bit of a dip now. Is it the roster or is it Aaron Boone or is it both? I would point more towards Aaron Boone. What do you think?
No, it's with all that money that you're spending, and they're not spending money, $316 million. They're not spending that money on scrubs. They're spending that money on stars. These guys are stars, and I know they've dealt with some injuries. I don't know that they've replaced those injuries adequately, but man, this is all on Aaron Boone. I never thought he was a good hire for that job ever. And I know he's led them to, a little bit of success, not a championship. And, you talk about Brian Cashman, he's won, and that was his decision, to hire Boone. He won a World Series as an assistant GM in 96. He won 4 more World Series. But like you said, the last one was in 09. It's what have you done since then? And I really feel like it might be time for a house cleaning there at Yankee Stadium. And you get rid of the GM and you get rid of the coach. I don't care if it's the middle of the season. But Hal's not going to do that. He's not his dad. That's not how he operates. So it's much to the enjoyment of Rays fans. This might continue for a little while.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fascinating at the Trop because the Yankees fans will be there. And of course, once again, the prices are jacked up for the series, and you're pricing out Rays fans who can't afford, because the Yankee fans will come because it's a one-off for a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
They'll just That they'll afford the tickets and they'll just do it. Rays fans can't afford the tickets, and most Rays fans don't want to go because they're outnumbered by Yankees fans, and then you get the snowball going the wrong way.
Right.
And so I think it's for ownership to continue to price out your own fans when these big teams comes in is just I don't get that. I never
Right.
will, never understand. I just don't get it. But they're going to take advantage of the Yankee fans and soak them for high price tickets and $50 outfield seats and they're going to dominate the trop. That's just the way it's going to be. I wish ownership would do something better, but that's not the way it's going to be. So
Rick just chimed in on the comments. He said Stu just heard that exchange on WFAN and said, "See, spending money doesn't equal wins." And then Rick says the Yankees are the Cowboys of Major League Baseball. Well,
they are.
The Yankees have won championships this century. Okay, so no, they're better than the Cowboys, Rick.
Yeah. So there's that. Nice one, Rick. Thank you for the lesson.
Yes.
Well, listen, we never said that spending money guarantees you a championship. But what we do know empirically is not spending money guarantees you won't win a World Series. Not spending to $100 million is you cannot win a World Series. I think the Royals were the last to do it. You got to go back 40 years, and teams in the bottom 5 of the payroll do not win World Series. It doesn't happen. So we know that's a fact. That's a fact. Spending money doesn't ensure you, and everybody tries to say the cause of it. Well, for the Yankees spend money and they don't win. That's not the point. The point is the teams that don't spend money never win. Never win. So until the Rays can get into at least close to league average, it's going to be tough to have any postseason success. But right now, we can just look and laugh at the Yankees. I think this is going to be a referendum for Aaron Boone. If the Rays win these 2 of the next 3 series in the next 3 weeks, two weeks with the All-Star break in between, he's got to be gone. He's got to be gone. This Rays team is mediocre. Mediocre. And if this Yankees team cannot win both of these series, or at least one, then Aaron Boone has to be gone. Has to be gone. And what's interesting is there is a little scuttlebutt. And the guys on the Rick Stroud podcast mentioned this, Steve Versnick and Rick mentioned this. Joe Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Madden coming in to manage this Yankees team midseason. Oh, I love Joe. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world, and I hate the Yankees. So that's going to be a conflict for me.
Does he want any part of that? Like, why would he want to do that unless he just misses the game that much?
Why would you not? It's the freaking, for all the, the hate of the evil empire. I mean, it's the freaking Yankees, bro. It's the Yankees. And here's the thing. If the conversation goes like this, with Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner, and I don't know if Hal and Joe have a connection because they lived near each other for a long, long time here in Tampa. So I said, there's got to be some connection there. I don't know that to be a fact, but there's got to be a connection here. I mean, they're just they live together too close in proximity for too long. So there's got to be some type of connection there. And Joe obviously famously wrote his book basically saying, baseball has really gone in the wrong way too far towards analytics and not allowed managers to manage. And I 1,000% agree with him 100%. And so if there's a conversation, and frankly, I think the Yankees need a guy like Joe Madden that comes in with a fresh perspective that holds, as you heard the guys talk about at WFAN, Boone doesn't hold these guys accountable. And that's something that Joe Madden does.
Right.
He holds his team. These guys are expected, to run hard to first base. They're expected to play hard and be focused. He has a way of managing that keeps all 26 guys zeroed in every single game because you never know when you're going to hit. You never know where you're going to hit. You never know when you're going to pitch. He's unorthodox. Obviously, we know all this about Joe Madden. And I think it's exactly the kick in the ass that these guys are talking about. I think it's the exact jolt that a talented Yankees team needs. And someone, frankly, that can take great ball players and not shove analytics down their throat, but use the analytics to amplify their talent. And that, to me, is where the magic happens. And I think he did that with the Cubs. The Angels are a disaster. That is, if you want to point to his tenure with the Angels and say, look, he's the game has passed him by. Look at that franchise.
Yeah.
Look at how bad that franchise has been for so long and how horribly run they've been. So I would have the know inner conflict of my life. But
see, and I'm coming at it from a organizational standpoint. Like, why would Joe want to go put himself in that situation because I think the Yankees are dysfunctional from top to bottom. I don't think the Yankees are a good organization since George died. They've done nothing. And I don't think Hal's a good leader. I'm just wondering why he would want. They're kind of the Dallas in that regard, they are the Dallas Cowboys of Major League Baseball. Like, they're just dysfunctional. And I don't know that they can win again under Hal. And I don't know that Madden would want to put himself in that situation because he'd be the scapegoat.
Well, I think obviously those conversations would have to go Joe's way for him to take the job. So I'm just assuming that Hal's like at this point going, what do I got to lose? Why would they stay the course? Why if you're Hal Steinbrenner, why in the hell would you stay the course with this?
Yeah.
Yankee fans, chime in. I'd love to hear from you.
Thomas Casper says the Yankees are not the Cubbies.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
James says if the Yankees hire Joe, they would win a World Series, and then he told me that money talks. Well, I mean, he's right, and it does. But.
Well, certainly the Yankees have the money to hire Joe Madden.
Right.
And and Joe's not going to be sitting here going, pay me $20 million.
Right.
I mean, it's just not. That's not who he is. It's not about money. So I don't know. I think first of all, you want to talk about interesting and press conferences and just the whole thing. I mean, I'm here for it. And,
and it would be a shock to the system for the majority of those players on that roster to have Joe Madden come in.
And don't they need it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't they need it?
And there might be some roster turnover when he comes in the first month or so. He might say, what? You're not my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that would send a message. That would send a message to a lot of them. Be like, okay, we're going to play baseball differently now. So this is something to think about. And would it be interesting if that change was made at the All-Star break and their first series is the Rays.
By the way, the All-Star game right here in Arlington next Tuesday. Right. And guess who's going to be there?
Who's that?
That'd be me.
Are you? You going to? There you go.
I'm going out there. Going to the All-Star game. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm sure you're going to see Itzhak Brady's from the Rays. He's headlining.
Why else would I go?
He's headlining the All-Star. Maybe was it 2 years ago or last year? They just forgot to even mention the Rays All-Stars. Didn't even announce their names. I forget who that was, but it was it just passed them right by.
That's right. I forgot where that was. Yeah.
Passed them right by. I was like, what?
Wow.
I think it was Wander, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, by the way, did you see that?
No, I haven't seen Wander news.
Wander, well, first of all, they didn't press charges, or charges were not brought the other day when they were supposed to be, but they could still be brought. But they were supposed to be, and they weren't. And then someone sent me a picture of him with the girl, and they're married now because I guess the legal age to marry in Florida is 16. So they're married now.
That makes sense. Wait, they got married in Florida or in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I should have done a little bit more research on this, but I'm like, what? Now what? Okay. So if any of you guys out there know what's going on with Wander, what if there's some loophole if he marries the girl, then there's no charges filed, and he's right back ready to play? Do the Rays welcome him back? How does that work? I don't think so. But
I mean, isn't that bridge burned on both sides? I mean, why would he want to go back there?
You still got to pay him $200 million. I mean, if you could trade him, you trade him, and you better get a haul for him. I mean, that would be, I think, the best scenario for the Rays. But who's going to trade for him? I don't know. I mean, this remains to be seen. I just, I always felt like there was some way that he was going to get out of this, just because that's what happens in the DR. Nobody with money is going to go to jail over these things, and it's
too easy to bribe officials down there, right?
Exactly.
Judges
and here, by the way,
for both. Yeah, right.
We are now a third world country. So
but there's less paperwork involved down there.
Aspersions on other countries' legal systems now, doing what we're doing. So
there's less paperwork involved when you do it down there than there is up here.
less media obfuscation. A lot more media to buy off here. It's a lot more expensive.
Wow.
Anyway. All right, chew on that for a while. We're live here at Rogers Park in Tampa at their new Top Tracer golf range here. It's absolutely fabulous. We'll tell you more about it as the show goes along. Coming up next, Scott Reynolds is going to join us, and we're going to talk a little Buccaneers football. As training camp is just 2 weeks away, maybe less than 2 weeks. Got to do the math on that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk corners. We're going to talk Bucs defense, all kinds of stuff. So stay with us. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. Go to their website, get a free case evaluation from the great Scott Jeeves. And we'll talk about the FSU lawsuit, too, by the way. Scott gave me some info on that. All that and more coming up here live on the JP Peterson Show. Stay with us.
Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to shine with the exquisite June birthstones, pearl, alexandrite, and moonstone at the Golden Diamond Source. Each gemstone carries its own unique significance and style, making them perfect for any summer occasion. Did you know the 30th anniversary milestone is pearl, the traditional stone for this special occasion? And right now you can enjoy 5 years of interest-free financing. That means you can own a stunning $5,000 ring and pay only $83 a month with zero interest for 5 years. That's a great deal. And shop online and get 15% off the June birthstones. And we love our partners, local businesses that have been here for 40 years. That's right, the Golden Diamond Source has been here for 40 years. Julie and Steve Weintraub have done so much in our community. We thank them, and we shop there. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Happy summer. As we head into summer and hurricane season, you must make sure that your home is fully insured. Over 40% of people in Florida are not fully insured because property rates have gone up lately. Your home is worth more, so it needs to be insured. Call the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799 to make sure you're fully insured. And also, you might just save some money. There are new companies coming into the state all the time. In fact, we just shopped our homeowners insurance, and I'm telling you, folks, we saved over $550 because Charity, the great customer service at Italiano Insurance, did all the work and found us a better company and a cheaper company. She'll do the same for you. 813-877-7799. Do something about these high rates. Shop them around. Could save you lots of money. It's Italiano Insurance. Been doing business here locally for over 60 years. 813-877-7799. Tell them JP sent you.
Hey, Tampa Bay sports fans. This is two-time LPGA major champion Jane Geddes here. After winning the U.S. Open and 10 other LPGA events, I wanted to try something completely different. So I came right off the top turnbuckle and landed in the crazy world of WWE. And yes, you heard that right. That's WWE. Working for the Vince McMahon as the VP of Talent Relations for the company. Now, though, I want to work for you. Everything I've done in my life, I've done with incredible passion. And now I've turned my focus to leading the best real estate team in Tampa Bay, the Gettys Gordon Group with Keller Williams in South Tampa. If you're looking for a new home, an investment property, or looking to sell your current home, we will give you major championship level service. When you choose Gettys Gordon Group, you become part of our inner circle, like family. So if you're looking for a few golf tips or a golf course view, we're going to stripe it right down the fairway. Call me at 813-485-6808 or go to gettysgordongroup.com, or again, give me a ring at 813-485-6808.
JP here for TryHydrateHeroes.com. That's our new website where you can get a free 3-pack of the great Hydrate Heroes electrolyte hydration drink, all for free. Just go to TryHydrateHeroes.com. We'll send you a 3-pack. While you're there, go ahead and buy the 30-pack for just $29.99. Special going on, less than $1 a serving. For all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. Folks, a lot of these hydration drinks have tons of sugar, tons of calories. Hydrate Heroes, just 5 calories, and they have all the electrolytes in there, plus other stuff that's going to benefit you. A mushroom blend that will help with inflammation. So much other good stuff in there, none of the bad stuff. It's Hydrate Heroes. Go to TryHydrateHeroes.com and get your free 3-pack. The new tropical punch flavor is out, and it is fantastic. They'll send you some. Just go to TryHydrateHeroes.com. Get all the information there. Pick up a 30-pack as well. TryHydrateHeroes.com. All the good stuff, none of the bad stuff.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Here as we're coming to you live from Rogers Park in Tampa. Their new beautiful top tracer range. See it right there. Oh, the technology here. This is amazing. It'll be opening up on July 15th to the public. Today was the press conference and grand opening, so really cool. And we'll tell you more about it as we go through the show. But right now, it's time to talk a little Bucs football with our man, Scott Reynolds. What's up,
He's
Scott?
in the
How are you?
building!
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm out here fixing a little bit, you know. It's summertime, but we're working on our golf game at this new top tracer range. It's just
Nice.
really cool. Yeah.
Sounds
Are you a
fun.
golfer?
In my head, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm actually a good golfer too, in my head. But
Aren't we all?
yeah, but it never really materializes physically because golf. I was addicted to it for one summer. I spent a summer at Kansas State taking some classes, and I became so addicted to golf. Like it's one of those things where I'm watching the clock. This is before online classes. We're actually in a classroom. I was watching the clock, like the clubs were in the back of the car. And like the minute the bell rang, I was like the first out the door. And what I found out quickly was golf takes two things I simply don't have enough of: time and money.
Yes.
Lots
yes.
of time and lots of money. And so I've retired from golfing. And maybe when I'm retired, I will get back into golf. But for right now, I am retired from golf.
Well, this is like top golf. And the top tracer ranges like this are bringing people like you back to the game because, as you
Don't
can
tell
see,
me that, JP.
Look, they got the couches here, right here.
Yeah.
And then over here,
I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
Then we got a bar over here.
I'm back. I'm out of retirement. Let's do it.
Yeah. We got a bar over here, so you get your.
Did you say bar? Okay,
bar.
I'm really in.
So
like,
you sit.
How
with
long
your
are you going to
buddies.
be there for? I'll meet you there.
I might be here all day, actually.
Okay.
Because,
JP, I see one thing that's missing that I require when I go to places like that, though.
What?
Air conditioning.
Yeah. Well, they got fans. I got these big fans. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
It's
All
not
right.
too
Well, it ain't in Dallas, so okay, it might work then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you could do. There's some of this indoor, but I like the fact it is outdoors and there's grass here too. So there's a grass range right over there if you want to hit off the grass and work on your game there. But the best thing, like this, is where you come with the dudes, your buddies, and you can play the virtual courses. Like you can, hey, let's go play St. Andrews. So you go here and you play the St. And I swear, it's so virtually
cool.
realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that?
Virtually realistic.
Virtually realistic.
Virtually realistic. Yes, I love it.
Military intelligence.
Yeah, jumbo shrimp.
It's an oxymoron. Yeah, but anyway, it's fun. All right, let's talk some Buccaneers.
Okay.
We're doing our position by position preview, so I'm going to abuse your knowledge here.
Sure.
And talk about the corners today.
Yep.
Which we talked about this yesterday, Scott, and this is where I think you can empirically say the Bucs have improved because when you go position group by position group, and we did the safeties yesterday, the addition of Jordan Whitehead, Tyke Smith. I mean, you cannot say that that's not an up. I mean, Jordan or Ryan Neal. Let me think.
Right.
Let me think. It's an upgrade. And when I go to the corners, I say the same thing. Losing Carlton Davis, I think for a lot of national people say, oh, that's a big hit. But we watch, we understand that he's never available. And when he has played, his play has dipped. Zion McCollum has earned this promotion, plus Bryce Hall, plus Tyke Smith. I mean, this is a position group that's upgraded. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I'm going to put an asterisk by this because the cornerback position I think has a chance to really be upgraded. Or if Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum do what they did last year, which is not get any interceptions between the two, then it can be really problematic because you've got to come away with some interceptions. You've got to be able to get stops right on defense, and there's nothing better than a turnover. The second best thing is a stop on third down, force them to punt, or a stop on fourth down. But taking the ball away helps your offense. It also, for a player like Jamel Dean, who has a pick six in his career against Aaron Rodgers, that's a good guy to get that against. And a player like Zion McCollum, I think Tampa Bay's got the two fastest corners in the league. I mean, they were timed at 4.3 for Dean and 4.33 for McCollum coming out of college. And so when the ball is in their hands, and it doesn't happen very often, but when it happens in practice, it's a pick six, right? So it's an instant opportunity to deny your opponent points and then possibly get points or at least better field position for your offense. And so I think that's huge. Carlton Davis came out of Auburn with 4.44 speed. And I don't think he got any faster in the NFL. I think those injuries took a toll, and I think he got a little slower. He kind of looked like a 4.5 corner.
Right.
And I love Carlton. He's physical. When he's healthy, I mean, he's dynamite. But as you mentioned, you can't help the club in the tub. And that became problematic. And I think the message was sent to Jamel Dean, too, who was kind of going down that Auburn trail that Carlton Davis was blazing. You need to get interceptions. And if you don't, that's a check mark against you. And you need to stay healthy, right? Because the best ability is availability. And so Jamel Dean has this year to prove he's not the second coming of Carlton Davis. He needs to get picks. He needs to stay healthy. And if he can do that, then the Buccaneers won't look to bail on him like they did Carlton Davis. But at $12 million a year, you're getting paid to make plays. And that's what Jamel Dean has to do. And you mentioned Zion McCollum. I think that his time is ready. His time is now. I love the fact he played every single game last year. Right. And he's a young, athletic guy. There's not a more athletic cornerback in the league. He came out with a perfect 10 RAS score, which is the relative athletic score, courtesy of Kent Lee Platt, who tracks these things. Right. He is the most athletic corner to come out since 1987, probably since Deion Sanders. So that's the level of ability that he has in terms of athletic ability. But what separates the two, obviously, was Deion was an absolute playmaker. And that's what Zion McCollum has to become. The good news is he had 15 career interceptions at Sam Houston State, no fewer than 3 in any year. So he has the ability to do that. Now he just has to become comfortable. And I think, too, settling in at that left cornerback spot, because he'll play the left where Carlton Davis played. Jamel will continue to play the right. But when he was toggling back and forth every week, I'm in for Carlton. Now I'm in for Jamel. Now I'm in for Carlton. Now I'm in for Jamel. Right. It's not like playing left and right tackle. It's not that extreme, but your back pedal is different, right? The way you're turning the head is different. You're defending a different sideline. It's the exact opposite. And so I think that may have stunted his growth a little bit from a playmaking standpoint because he wasn't able to hone in on those techniques of just at left or at right corner. He actually ended up playing both last year and did well. But I'm excited to see what this duo does here. I think Dean and McCollum, they've got speed to burn. And then you look at the inside, they added Tavier Thomas, who no one's talking about. He's got 4.38 speed as well. So I think the secondary got faster this offseason. And I don't think that Tavier is necessarily going to be the nickel. I'm not going to rule him out. Christian Izien has got 4.43 speed. Tyke Smith has 4.46 speed. So they got some wheels back there. I think Tyke ends up winning the nickel job. But I love the depth that they have with a veteran, a physical tackler, and Tavier Thomas, who's fast, and then also Christian Izien, who started really off hot. Tackler. Yeah, he's a good tackler, and his future may be at safety. I think you're going to see some different looks from Todd Bowles in the secondary. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go dime with a couple of these guys because which you're taking off. You're taking off probably KJ Britt. Right, to put in another defensive back. That's not a bad thing. If your secondary is Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum on the outside and Jordan Whitehead, Tyke Smith, and and Antoine Winfield Jr., and then you added maybe a Christian Izien or Tavier Thomas and have 6 DBs.
On second and medium, second and long. Yeah, that's a good play. Get playmakers on the field, get speed on the field.
Yeah.
And Zion, I talked to him last year, and I think confidence is such a big thing for him because you mentioned he has the ability, and even in the preseason, he was just a step slow. He was always there, but he wouldn't jump the route. He didn't have that, and that's where the pick sixes come. That's where the interceptions come. And he didn't want to make a big mistake, and that's where you've got the moment of decision for the corner is like, am I going to make this play, or if I miss it, it's he's gone. Yeah. When you if he trusts his ability and trusts his speed and trusts his instincts, I think he could have a huge year. It's a matter of confidence for him, and now they've given him the confidence by saying, "Hey, man, we shipped Carlton out. You're the guy. We believe in you."
And you know what? You're exactly right. And he has used this OTA offseason, the minicamp, as I hoped he would, as a lab. He is in the lab. These practices don't count. He is not going to get demerits, or he's not going to lose his starting job. He's not going to, get traded or kicked off the team if he has a bad practice. So he's jumping routes. He's being aggressive. He is doing those things where he's pushing the limit of what he can do in terms of giving enough cushion to bait the quarterback and then accelerate, drive on the ball, and either get that pass breakup or, more importantly, the interception. And that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to continue that practice in training camp and in the preseason. If he gives up a touchdown or two, who cares? It doesn't count. It doesn't count until the Washington Commanders come into town. So why not get used to making plays? That's what Kevin Ross, the cornerbacks coach, that's what Larry Foote, the co-defensive coordinator that does the back half of the defense, that's what Todd Bowles wants to see from him. Make plays. So now he's got the confidence. He knows the scheme. He's got the experience. He had enough playing time over the last 2 years, and he's got the trust of the coaches to, hey, I'm going to let it loose, let it rip. I'm going to try to jump this route. And if I'm, a half a second too late, it ends up getting caught for a touchdown that way rather than a pick six that way. Oh, well, I'll get him next time. And I think that's the right mentality he has to have.
Got to have that. Absolutely. Tim is now a beat writer of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sure if you know that, Scott. He's now covering the Buccaneers. So I'll let him jump in here. Yeah, absolutely.
And JP, I know you and Nick talked to safeties yesterday, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm a staunch believer in good safety play helps corners and good corner play helps safeties. They go hand in hand. I think the return of Jordan Whitehead's going to do wonders for McCollum and Dean because that's a huge upgrade. At least I think it is. Whitehead is at safety, and I'm a big fan of McCollum. I think he's got great things ahead of him here in his career as he gets a little bit older. But just having those two safeties in the roam in the middle of the field and on the back end, it's gonna, especially McCollum's gonna give him even more confidence, and it's all about confidence for him.
Yep.
But no, I expect the secondary for the Bucs this year to be one of the best in the league. To be honest with you, I think the safety tandem's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
best. As the two corners play more together, I think that will grow. That relationship will grow, and then Bowles and everybody's gonna have more confidence in that. Mm-hmm. It's gonna help the linebackers. As soon as Randy Gregory's off the roster, the linebacker core will automatically get better.
Yep.
But I have no love lost for Randy Gregory, in case you can't tell.
Who are you talking about?
You've made that clear. I don't
know who he is. I've yet to see him in Tampa. So I'm not sure who you're talking about.
He's got other concerns. He's still second on the depth chart, which is weird.
There's no depth chart right now.
Not yet. Yeah. I go look at those things on ESPN and on and that's why the team sites.
You got to show up first to be on the depth chart. Like Bonnie Kiffin famously told me, he's like, well, what's the first step in getting better? Show up. If you're not showing up, you're not getting better, right? So
that goes for everything in life, by the way.
That's right.
Football, by the way.
Yeah. Show up, be present. Yeah.
And all these people that are looking at depth charts on like Our Lads and ESPN and on three. If you go to the team websites, they don't have a depth chart list.
They don't have one yet.
That tells you a lot right there that the team doesn't have a depth chart yet. So maybe utilize that resource, not these other ones. But I'm excited about the secondary.
Yeah, you mentioned Jordan Whitehead, and I'll say this. Antoine Winfield Jr., I mean, I love the guy. I love the talent. He has a C on his chest out of respect. It's not that he's not a leader, but he'll be the first to admit he doesn't rarely speak. I should say he rarely speaks. He doesn't really sound. He's kind of like lower on the pecking order in terms of the guys that are going to give the pregame speeches or the halftime speeches or the rallying
cries.
Not
eating W's. Yeah, he's not eating W's.
No, it reminds me an awful lot of Rondé Barber, who didn't really wear the C until later in life. He was, and Rondé told me, he's like, I don't want to be a captain, dude. I'll be a lieutenant. Like Brooks is the captain, Lynch is the captain. I'm fine being the lieutenant. I want to focus on my job.
I'm just over here
worry about everybody
ass.
else.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's Winfield's way.
Right.
He is such a chess piece, such a utility knife and a weapon in this defense. He can play cover 3 and pick you off deep. He can play in the slot and pick you off there. He can blitz from the slot. He can tackle in the box. He can tackle deep. He can play man. He can play zone. He can do everything Todd Bowles wants him to do. And I think like Rondé Barber, he just wants to kind of be left alone and do his thing. being vocal on the field is not his forte. He was forced to do that last year because they only had Ryan Neal as the other guy. But I think even like when Logan Ryan was here 2 years ago after Whitehead left, I think Logan Ryan did more of that than Antoine Winfield Jr. Now you've got Jordan Whitehead back. He is the communicator. You know who he was like super tight with on the team? Levante David. And you have to have that communication from linebacker level to defensive line, and that's Vita Vea. He's the communicator up front. And you have to have that communication from linebacker level to the secondary, and that's Jordan Whitehead. And Levante said it, and Whitehead said it. They're bros. They're the guys that communicate. So when Levante talks and he makes that audible, that check, Whitehead is relaying it to the secondary loud and proud. And I think that is so huge because Whitehead has got a really, really smart football IQ. He can see the entire field and understand what the corners have to do. I'm not saying Winfield doesn't have that because Barber certainly did. He's the smartest football player I've ever known. And I think Winfield's the same way. But in terms of seeing it and then having that split-second ability to open your mouth and scream it out and relay it to the left and the right, that's what Whitehead does. And I think that's really where the secondary took a step back. How many times did we hear from Todd Bowles? It was a communication bust.
Miscommunication. I was just going to say that, Scott.
It was a bust.
Yeah. And we got so much smarter. This defense, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. No, you're
minus, and I don't want to, I know it sounds mean, but Carlton Davis, Devin White, and Ryan Neal did not have good football IQs. They were not smart football players, and there's a reason they're gone. And all those busts, hopefully, are over. And those are the game changers.
That's right.
Those are the ones that cost you touchdowns, third and longs. How many third and longs did they give up last year just on not doing your assignment? And with those guys gone, I'm telling you, those three, that's addition by subtraction.
You remember you're right. And do you remember in like the playoff loss to Dallas when CeeDee Lamb was like wide friggin' open in the second half of the game? And we asked Todd Bowles about it after the game, and it was clearly Carlton Davis. I mean, Carlton was his guy.
Yes.
And Todd said, it was a bust. It's like, I mean, this is like a fourth-year player. Like, you shouldn't be having busts at this stage. No. But sometimes it is not getting that communication. And by the way, everybody wants to pick on Antoine Winfield Jr. against the Rams, right, on that zero blitz call.
Right.
Who was not in the game on that play? Jordan Whitehead was not in the game.
Right.
Okay. He was not on the field. And that was one of the biggest reasons why he left, is because he's like, I want to be an every down defender. And Todd Bowles on obvious passing downs was putting Mike Edwards in. Well, Mike Edwards, when the ball touched his hands, it was magic. It was like a pick six, right? But he was not the communicator. He didn't have the football IQ that Whitehead had. And he didn't have the ability to literally share a brain with Levante David, be on the same page. And when Levante starts talking, Whitehead's talking too. And guess what? All 11 players on the field know exactly what the call is. And it's so important. It is.
Absolutely. Scott Reynolds joining us here from the Pewter Report. I want to quickly just switch over to the offense. The discussion about where this offense is, do they have enough playmakers? How much better can they be? And I'm going to say something that'll probably be not popular, but I think it's true. You know, the fact that the Bucs did not score an opening drive touchdown last year is extremely damning.
Yes.
And that's about game planning.
It is.
That's about
scripting.
No doubt. That's about being able to look at tape during the week and say, these are the weaknesses. Yeah. This is how we're going to script this, and this is how we're going to execute it.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
It is.
And I would say red zone play calling was god awful. God awful. So what I'm saying is Dave Canales, as much as we love that dude, much as we love him, was not very good. He was not very good. And I think Liam Cohen, with the experience that he has, and just listening to him talk and looking at how this offense is going to be utilized, I think right there alone is worth 3 to 4 points a game.
I agree. I totally expect that. I'm on the same wavelength with you here. It's like you and I, like you're Jordan Whitehead, I'm Levante here. We're sharing a brain.
Right.
You're right. Because
that make me?
Who do you want to be, Tim?
I don't know. I just want to matter.
Okay.
You're Darren Woodson.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, we could say Rondé. You both have the same haircut, so I mean, you could be Rondé.
He wears it better.
Okay, yeah,
A little better shape.
yeah. But no, I think that when you look at two things. First of all, the fact that Liam Cohen is going to say, we're going to end the DOA plays, the dead on arrival plays. We're going to give Baker Mayfield full reign to call audibles. We're going to give him 2 plays in the huddle, and then he has the ability to, check to a different run, flip the side. We're going to keep the run, but we're going to flip it from left to right. We're going to go from run to pass or pass to run. Just all of that ability to audible, I think, with the veteran quarterback,
huge.
You now have the ability to have more what I call live plays that actually have a chance to live rather than die at the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, right? How many times did we see the Buccaneers run into numbers, right? In football, I am not good at math. I hate math. One of my favorite songs is by Jimmy Buffett, Math Sucks. Having said that, I could count to 10, and that's really all that you need to do, because you're not going to have more than 10 guys in a box, right? Unless you're playing cover 0, which even still, you've got the safety coming down at linebacker level, essentially, right?
Right.
But at the line of scrimmage, you're never going to have more than 10 guys in the box. If you can count to 10 as a quarterback, I don't care about your Wonderlic score, like you can call an audible, right? It's like, we're going to run to the right. They've got 6 guys over there, and they got 4 guys over here. Let's flip the play. Let's bring a guy in motion. All of a sudden, change our strength from right to left, and now we've got numbers. And I think that's going to help out tremendously. But then when you look at the play calling, and Dave Canales didn't have any play calling at any level outside of like high school or junior college, way back in the day. And the fact that you've got Liam Cohen, who has 2 years of play calling experience at NFL Junior, that's huge. NFL Junior, of course, being the SEC.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's huge. I mean, you're calling plays against Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, right? And like really good SEC defenses. And that counts. That matters. And especially when you have a pro style offense, you don't have like a gimmicky, college style offense. It's not run and shoot or air raid. It's a legit Ram style attack. And so he's got 2 years worth of play calling experience at the SEC level. He called a handful of games in 2022. Oh, by the way, when Baker Mayfield happened to be the quarterback, right? When Sean McVay was pulling his hair out and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. You do it for a couple of games. I need a breather. When the Rams were injury riddled and still seeing the confetti rain down with their Super Bowl hangover. That matters. I think that 3 points per game gets the Bucs from 21 to 24. And what that does is that puts the Bucs offense, depending on how other teams are, we know Dallas is going to be over 30 and stuff, but probably somewhere between 14 and 10 in terms of total offensive points scored or scoring average per game. And that's huge. It just is. And the other thing too is you're going to have some wrinkles now on offense. It's not just Chris Godwin going into the slot. You might have Mike Evans in the slot, right? Because if you're going to have a trips or a bunch to one side, that 3-by-1 split, well, you're going to have one outside receiver and essentially 2 inside receivers. And that could be Mike and Chris with either Trey Palmer on the outside or Jalen McMillan on the outside, right? So now all of a sudden, you're the 2 outside cornerbacks for some teams, like they're going to stay outside depending on the scheme. And that means you might have Cade Otton on a starting caliber corner. That's music to Mike Evans' ears if he's inside next to Chris Godwin, because you're going to walk a safety down on Mike, or you're going to have the nickel corner on Mike and a safety walk down on Chris. Good luck. So I love the fact that we're going to see more bunch formations, those trip sets that are going to instantly create confusion. And for 2 guys that are getting a little long in the tooth, they can still get the job done. But we're not talking Tyreek Hill off the line for either Mike or Chris. But now with that split second, and when you're in that trio, you got 2 corners and a safety, and it's like, which way is he going to go? Which one's running the go? Which one's running the skinny post? Which one's running the smash out route, right? And in that split second hesitation of which guy's going where, it's going to create some separation for the 31-year-old receiver, for the 28-year-old receiver. It's going to help him out a little bit more, get a little bit more separation, make him a little bit more dangerous after the catch. And the last thing I'll say about this Cohen offense is you're going to have a lot of times Cade Otton flexed out. Is he going to be on a 5'10" cornerback that he can outmuscle for the ball?
Yeah.
It might be Rachaad White split out wide, right? And are you going to walk a linebacker down? Rashad's going to take him deep, right? Are you going to walk a safety down? Well, Rashad's 220 pounds. So I think it's going to create a lot of mismatches for that split out
What it's all about.
receiver. And it might be a running back like Rashad or Bucky Irving, who can sure as hell catch the ball as well, or it might be a tight end. And so I just think by formation, you're going to see the Buccaneers be able to do a lot of creative things on offense. And not only that, it's going to help the running game too, because you're going to be trips on one side, tight end on the other.
No more double tight ends who can't block.
Yep.
8 guys at the line of scrimmage, 10 guys.
You're running against lighter boxes with nickel or dime defense. And Rashad and Bucky, they got to love that.
I was looking back at some of the games where we scored like 14, 10 points. And there was so much of that. It was so frustrating to watch. I forget. I remember, the day after saying these things on the air, but going back and watching it.
That first Lions game, the 6 points, right? God. Where they said, well, we need to have a tight end help out with Aiden Hutchinson,
Right.
And it's like, okay, but you're not fooling anybody. When you go double tight, you're signaling it's going to be run, especially when the other tight end is
right.
deep.
And you're so crowded in there. It's just awful. Just getting rid of that alone. All right, Scotty, training camp is approaching. What do you guys got going on at Pewter Report?
Well, we've got our second podcast of the week. We do 4 each week, usually live at 4 o'clock. That'll change when training camp comes, but you can check that out on Pewter Report TV. We got a fun episode today. It's a little bit of fantasy football. We're killing some time till training camp gets here, but it's going to be which 8 former Buccaneer players could help out this year's Buccaneer team. Now, we're not saying, 50-year-old Mike Allstott, for example, right? Okay. We're saying these guys in their prime, which guys could come in, fill some holes on this Buccaneer roster, and through the fantasy football mind of Scott Reynolds and Matt Matera, we're going to discuss that today and what it could look like. It'll be a fun show. And then we've got a couple more podcasts coming up. Make sure that you check out. We've had interviews with Servasi Dennis, Yaya Diaby, Zion McCollum, Assistant General Manager Mike Greenberg, and General Manager Jason Light. So if you missed any of those amazing interviews, we have those on Pewter Report TV. It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe. You can follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And also check out the mothership, pewterreport.com. We have stories every single day, folks, until Bucs training camp, getting y'all ready because it will be here before you know it.
All right, Scotty. Awesome stuff, my friend. Appreciate you. And I'll have you out here with the group and we'll have a little party and get get you addicted to golf again. Absolutely.
It won't take much, especially if there's drinks there. So
that's right. Absolutely. I know how you work. All right. Thanks, Scotty.
JP, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Great Scott Reynolds right there. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. We have a JP Peterson party right out here. I'll bring all the listeners out here.
I'm in.
Free drinks.
I'm definitely in. You already said it. No takesies, backsies.
Well, we get a sponsor to pay for that. That's how that absolutely.
And it can't be Hydrate Heroes.
Oh,
I need alcohol. I need alcohol.
Good Boy Vodka. Could be Good Boy Vodka.
It'll be
John
Good
Daly's
Boy.
Vodka.
John Daly will come out. I can get Daly to come out. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get them on as a sponsor. So this is a plea. John Daly, keep John Daly out here at the Rogers Park. There'll be a few Coors Lights sucked down, maybe some bourbon, but definitely some Good Boy vodka. Absolutely, 100%.
All of it.
Yeah, they're iced teas, by the way. The seltzers. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely
it's all
fantastic.
Good. It's all good.
So Good Boy Vodka. We're looking at you to sponsor this Rogers Park little event we'll have here out here at the Top Tracer. That would be fun. Super, super fun. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Lightning. We're definitely going to get into that. Florida State wins a huge, and I mean huge, ruling in their lawsuit. Could a exit from the ACC be forthcoming rather soon? I believe so. We'll talk about that. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES Lawgroup.com, Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com, and of course, Hydrate Heroes. I got mine right here. I never leave home without it. All of the good stuff, none of the bad stuff, only 5 calories, a great hydration drink, tastes fantastic, has amla fruit, a mushroom blend to help with inflammation. Absolutely fantastic. Hydrate Heroes. Go to tryhydrateheroes.com and get your free 3-pack and get the 30-pack. Go ahead and buy it right now, $29.99. Much cheaper than those sugary drinks. Tryhydrateheroes.com. Back in 3.
You're listening to The Strike. 102.5 WHPT, HD2 Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES.
All right, this is for all you guys who don't want to go to the gym and do 5,000 crunches. At Bay Area Modern Medical Center, you can get on the new True Body machine where you can reduce fat and tone up your muscle. It's like doing 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Define your body as you see fit. True Body offers personalized muscle stimulation that delivers the equivalent of those 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Just get in touch with them at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Chris Lugo and the team over there will set you up on True Body and get amazing results. Non-invasive with comfortable and little to no pain and zero downtime. You can isolate and target those areas that you want to improve and treat multiple areas simultaneously. It's an amazing machine, so check it out at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com.
JP here to ask the question, are you planning an event, meeting, or conference? If so, you'll want to call the designers and production professionals at Extravaganza Productions Incorporated. With over 35 years of experience in the events industry, designing and producing every type of small to large event, they can provide a huge resource for design ideas, audio, visual, sound, lighting, decor, and entertainment to turn your event into an incredible experience for the entire audience. Folks, I've worked up close and personal with this group at many national events and Tampa events, and they have unique capabilities that help you save time and money in the planning and execution of your next event. Don't delay. Call these pros today at 813-621-4700 or check out their website at extravaganzaproductions.com. Tell them JP sent you, and they'll provide a free initial consultation for your event. Extravaganza Productions, the best of the business.
Take your business or nonprofit to the next level with the power of video. Red House Streaming offers complete studio production services at our state-of-the-art facilities. Put our experience and expertise to work for you. From initial concept to final delivery, we'll handle it all and bring your vision to life. As your all-in-one production partner, we offer comprehensive marketing packages that not only showcase your brand, but amplify your reach. Contact Red House Streaming today.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Top Tracer Range at Rogers Park here in Tampa. Check this out. They got the Top Tracer Range right here. So, just like you see on TV. And and I'm going to try to set up my camera, Tim, later in the show, and hit a few balls for the friends here. And
cool.
Do it. I'll try it. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see if we can get it done.
Nice.
It's really, really cool, and I can't wait to get out here with the boys, have a few drinks, play Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach, I played there many, many years ago, but I want to do it virtually again. And have you tried any of these golf simulators? Have you done any of these?
Yeah, I've done some over here at the PGA Superstore we have out here in Plano. I played TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, these are popping up everywhere. These
Yeah.
simulators are coming super popular.
They're getting better and better. The first time I tried them a
Yes.
few years ago, it was just like crap. Wasn't great,
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
they're more realistic. Now they read your shots a little more realistic, which might be bad in some cases. But it's a really cool experience with the out with your buddies and air conditioned and alcoholic beverages. It's a great
Yes.
experience.
Yes, it's fantastic. So we'll do a little demo as we go through the show here. So I want to hit a couple other topics. By the way, we're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Just saved us $500 on our homeowners insurance. They're doing that for a lot of folks. So there's some new companies coming in. So make sure if yours is going up that you get it shopped. 813-877-7799. I'm not out here monitoring Twitter or anything else like that. So if there's any breaking news or we got any great comments, Timmy, make sure you pop them up there so we can. We always want to get our great listeners and commenters in there. Anything good? Anything fun? Pop it up in the comments today.
Let's see. Nathan Elliott said, Scott, we need to get JP and Tim on the 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan cruise. Let's fill the boat. I'd be in on that.
Yeah, I think I would love to do that. Yeah, I think we need to be part of that. I'm gonna get with Brian Ford and see if we can't do some promos for them and fill that sucker up.
And then Rick said, when we were all three together, Rick said, Tim is the Randy Gregory in this trio. Just happy to be there. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel when Scott Reynolds comes on to talk football, for sure.
Rick, get Randy out here for the Top Tracer outing. I'm sure there's some things that he could add to the fun.
And then Rick said, free drinks. Tim is flying down on his Monster Energy plane to play golf. Well, it's Red Bull, sir. I'm drinking Red Bull.
Come on, Monster. We're going to do anything. We're going to do Monster. You don't like Monster?
I don't like Monster.
Oh,
I'll drink it if it's free. If I get, if somebody gives me a case of Monster, I'm just mixing it with vodka anyway. I can make
shout out to my high school buddy, Mike Santamasso, my all-star teammate. Who is one of the big honchos at Monster Energy marketing. So you saying that on the air will get you a free case of Monster delivered to your door. I'll shoot him this.
Sweet.
Absolutely. I'm a big. I used to drink that for my energy drink back in the day. Of course, I'm Hydrate Heroes now for my hydration drink.
Sure.
But if I got to have a big energy drink, that's where I'm going.
And the only reason I'm stuck on Red Bull because that's all I've ever done. I started drinking Red Bull when it first came out.
Dude,
and that's
Monster,
just the taste that I acquired, and it's just I don't like to change things. But if I get a free case of Monster
with vodka,
I will switch.
Good
I will
Boy
switch
vodka.
Monster. Yeah,
you put Good Boy vodka with Monster.
I'm in.
The Blue Monster was my favorite. Oh, dude,
I'm in. I'll give it a shot.
And that's a longevity day drinking combination right there. You're getting the energy, you're getting the alcohol. Yeah. I like that. That's a nice little mix there.
I'm in.
So we'll get my man Mike Santamasso to shoot you a little bit. You can try it and give us a review.
Now, do bars in Tampa, if you go into a bar and order a vodka Monster, are they going to have that stocked, or do I got to take my own Monster? Because here in Dallas, everybody's got Red Bull. I don't know if they have Monster.
Yeah, they definitely do in the bars. I know Hat Tricks has
it. Maybe they do. I've just never asked.
I know Hat Tricks has it. I know a bunch of places have it. Yeah, absolutely. They do good business for that. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. If not, ask for it.
We'll fix it.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll just take it myself.
Yeah. All right. If you guys want to jump in, remember you can always comment on our YouTube page at FanStream Sports or JP Peterson Show. Also on my Facebook page, JP Peterson. And don't forget, if you're on Twitter, go follow me on my new Twitter. This is the JP Peterson Show, since we're still working on getting the other one reinstated. We'll see if that actually happens. All right. I want to talk a little bit about this FSU decision that went down yesterday. So the Leon County Court, and this is so good. The super uber secret ESPN ACC agreement that is shuttered away in a dark room in the ACC headquarters in Charlotte, and you need a pass to get in there. You can't take a phone in there or any recording device whatsoever to just view the said agreement, and then you have to come out, go through security, be deloused, and probably cavity searched to actually see the document. Well, now the judge has ordered that maybe it's not that important, and it can be viewed by the Florida State Board of Trustees. Now they're not going to allow it to go public. Which, God, please, could you please, someone just happened to hit a key on that computer and send it somewhere where it might be viewed by. I don't want to encourage anything illegal. Of course, we would never do that on this show, Tim. You know that.
Right, ever.
But, it's been known to happen every now and then. It's just people make mistakes. People make mistakes, especially when it comes to high tech things like this, where you just, sometimes you hit reply all when you shouldn't hit reply all, right?
Oh my gosh, right. I hate that.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be a shame if that happened and it got out publicly?
Oops.
But anyway, I digress. So, but the fact that they're going to be able to look at it, and by the way, the Attorney General in this case, and I think in Florida, Ashley Moody has also, don't forget, she has asked for all the emails about the whole playoff thing that went down and the snub of Florida State. She's asked for the emails. She wants the agreement to be public, all of this stuff. And that stuff is still pending. That is still very much pending. But I think she's kind of backed off while this legal process goes forward. But what Scott Cheeves told me yesterday is this is a huge win for FSU. And I asked him, I said, could this hasten a settlement? He said, absolutely. Because if ESPN and the ACC really don't want that to even be disseminated to the Board of Trustees, they have 7 days until that happens to start settling the case and be a little bit. And so this is what Scott talked about last time he was on the show. These pressure points, these wins of these hearings. Okay, first of all, the fact that it's going to remain the domain, right? It's going to remain in the Leon County Court. That's a huge win. That forces the ACC to the table a little bit more. Now that this agreement could possibly be viewed by the Board of Trustees, or even and they understand once it gets out of Pandora's little box in there, right? Then it could be made public. The ESPN understands that. Whatever they're so afraid of, which is an interesting question, right? What could possibly be an immediate agreement that it would be so damaging to ESPN and the ACC? What could possibly be in those documents?
You would think that they'd be smart enough not to put incriminating stuff inside legal documents that are supposed to be public domain. But,
right.
Then again, we're talking about ESPN.
Right. So anyway, that's the first thing. You got to wonder why they're going to such great lengths to keep this thing so secret. That's number one. And so if it is that important to them, then coming to the table is going to be even more important. And we've had a lot of reports out there. My friend Jeff Cameron, who's as close to the Florida State program as anybody is, said yesterday he believes that the announcement is coming before August 15th. We've said that on the show. The people I've talked to that are close to this really believe that this is going to happen. So, I think this is by August 15th, the FSU will announce they're leaving the ACC. And my gut feeling tells me it's going to be the Big Ten. And Fox, and now TTNT is in the mix as well. So where these media rights are going to go. But this ruling in and of itself makes it very likely to bring the ACC to the table and get this thing settled sooner than later. So that's the big win.
So
and
you're saying this summer?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that means this will be their last year in the ACC. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Now, which is also, there's repercussions of this as well for USF. I think this opens up a huge door for them to go into the ACC or maybe even the Big 12. I think there's going to be, believe it or not, I think there's going to be a bit of a bidding war for USF and there's even talk of the Big 10. That USF could jump to the Big 10 because of their AAU status,
right?
And their location in a huge media market. I mean, if that were to become part of it, and they become part of the P2, boy, that is an absolute staggering home run for Michael Kelly and USF. And when you hear and look at some of the arguments, and I've read some of these articles, and it lays out where USF is at, that it's completely plausible. It's completely plausible. So I think there's going to be a huge shakeup within the next few months. And I think it starts with, as all these realignments have done, right? And some of them, remember the Oklahoma-Texas thing came out of nowhere. Remember that to the SEC?
Yeah. Yeah.
That came out of freaking nowhere. So stranger things have happened. But I think the first domino to fall is going to be FSU, followed by Clemson, followed by North Carolina, followed by Miami, to their prospective destinations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for FSU, it's going to be the Big Ten.
And it's a weird puzzle, isn't it? Like this, the whole where everybody fits and why, and because geography has nothing to do with it anymore.
Clearly,
it doesn't matter. And I really, really, really wish we could get back to a little bit of some sort of geographical standards.
Well, there
for all
are,
of this stuff.
there's talk of that. If there is a complete realignment,
Mm-hmm.
a complete overhaul of the college football system, which I think it needs.
Yep.
And you could return those things to all these schools to their rightful geographic conferences and split the money, split all the revenue, have the, a collective bargaining agreement between the players and college football, 6 conferences nationwide, geographically placed, that one entity, doing their TV contracts and renegotiating their TV contracts with all the networks, which would be the hardest thing to do, is kind of tear up what they've already done. But I think it would, in the end, bring more money to everybody. It would bring more a level playing field. It would return the rivalries. It would do everything that needs to be done, in my mind, to reclaim college football and college sports and still get the payers played. All of this is doable. It's doable. It's not easy, but it's doable, and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
it's the right thing to do.
But the problem is, like the reason we got here is because of the greed and people wanting more money than they should have or deserve or are earning, and that's what still has to be overcome, even in a new agreement in a new situation.
Well, the majority of these colleges are public institutions that get federal money and can't exist without it.
Right.
So there's pressure to be brought to bear, and if the legislature comes up with it, Congress, and Lord, I hate getting them involved, but at this point you have to, because it's the only national governing body that could bring pressure to bear, financial pressure to bear, and force the bigger schools to share with the smaller schools and make it a level playing field. That's the only way it's going to happen. And I think, I would love to see that happen. Now they probably screw it up, but I think it's so screwed up now that it might even be better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, all right.
But I look forward to that day.
Don't you though? God, I do. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, actor Paul Wilson is going to join us. We're going to have some fun with him. His new Deer Camp 86 movie is out. Was in the theaters and now coming to a streaming source near you. We're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff in the entertainment world. And if you're a fan of Richard Nixon, which I am, by the way, he's played Nixon 3 times now on the big screen. And we're going to have some fun with that as well. So stay with us. It's the JP Peterson Show live from Rogers Park in Tampa for the opening of their Top Tracer golf range here. Back in 3.
JP here for HydrateHeroes.com, the great electrolyte hydration drink that has all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. NFL players are using this stuff. All types of athletes are using it because it's got 5 calories. None of the bad stuff, all the good stuff. All the electrolytes are in there for you. And also amla fruit, which is a terrific additive in there. The mushroom blend helps with inflammation in your body. Definitely has helped me with my knees. My knee pain has gone away almost exclusively since I started drinking Hydrate Heroes. Folks, it makes a difference. I love it. Professional athletes love it. You will love it. The new Tropical Punch flavor is out. Go to tryhydrateheroes.com and get a free 3-pack. That's tryhydrateheroes.com, a free 3-pack, and get the 30-pack while you're there for just $29.99. Tryhydrateheroes.com. You'll love it.
Hey, Tampa Bay sports fans. This is 2-time LPGA major champion Jane Geddes here. After winning the U.S. Open and 10 other LPGA events, I wanted to try something completely different. So I came right off the top turnbuckle and landed in the crazy world of WWE. And yes, you heard that right. That's WWE. working for the Vince McMahon as the VP of Talent Relations for the company. Now, though, I want to work for you. Everything I've done in my life, I've done with incredible passion. And now I've turned my focus to leading the best real estate team in Tampa Bay, the Gettys Gordon Group with Keller Williams in South Tampa. If you're looking for a new home, an investment property, or looking to sell your current home, we will give you major championship level service. When you choose Gettys Gordon Group, you become part of our inner circle, like family. So if you're looking for a few golf tips or a golf course view, we're going to stripe it right down the fairway. Call me at 813-485-6808 or go to gettysgordongroup.com, or again, give me a ring at 813-485-6808.
Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to shine with the exquisite June birthstones, pearl, alexandrite, and moonstone at the Golden Diamond Source. Each gemstone carries its own unique significance and style, making them perfect for any summer occasion. Did you know the 30th anniversary milestone is pearl, the traditional stone for this special occasion? And right now you can enjoy 5 years of interest-free financing. That means you can own a stunning $5,000 ring and pay only $83 a month with zero interest for 5 years. That's a great deal. And shop online and get 15% off the June birthstones. And we love our partners, local businesses that have been here for 40 years. That's right, the Golden Diamond Source has been here for 40 years. Julie and Steve Weintraub have done so much in our community. We thank them, and we shop there. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Happy summer. As we head into summer and hurricane season, you must make sure that your home is fully insured. Over 40% of people in Florida are not fully insured because property rates have gone up lately. Your home is worth more, so it needs to be insured. Call the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799 to make sure you're fully insured. And also, you might just save some money. There are new companies coming into the state all the time. In fact, we just shopped our homeowners insurance, and I'm telling you, folks, we saved over $550 because Charity, the great customer service at Italiano Insurance, did all the work and found us a better company and a cheaper company. She'll do the same for you. 813-877-7799. Do something about these high rates. Shop them around. Could save you lots of money. It's Italiano Insurance, been doing business here locally for over 60 years. 813-877-7799. Tell them JP sent you.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show right here on FanStream Sports. We've got JP apparently hitting golf balls out here.
Jimmy, I just absolutely bladed that one.
That sounded fat to me. Sounded pretty fat. I don't know, was that your 7-iron that went about 80 yards?
The first one was bladed. You see that one?
Yeah.
All right. TJ is going to help me out here at the end of the show, our local pro, and kind of demo this thing for us. So, God, I'm out of breath just taking like 5 shots. That's not a good thing either.
You going to wear your golf glove the rest of the show? Put the other one on. You can do your Aaron Rye impression.
Why not? Can I do that? Hold on.
Where's he going? Oh, there he goes.
Where'd I go? I'm back. That's it. We'll take the glove off.
I don't know if there's a sports talk show host that's done a more comfortable looking show today, being seated on a couch at a golf range.
I'm just seated at a couch, just talking some football with my man Scotty Reynolds. Timmy and I bashing the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, who has more fun than us? We're playing golf out here. We're gonna do the whole thing. Is Paulie in yet?
Must be nice. Paulie's ready to go.
Is he? Well, let's bring him in. Let's create actor extraordinaire, the star of Deer Camp and producer of Deer Camp 86.
He's in the building.
He's played Richard Nixon many, many, many times. So I want to talk about that for you.
He's not a crook. He's not a crook.
And most importantly, he'll be teeing it up with me and my man Scott Fitzgerald from American Mortgage Services and Scotty Harkness at Temple Terrace today at 2:00. If you want to come heckle us on our golf game. What's up, Paulie? How are you?
Yeah, you better be working on that blading.
Did you see that when I bladed?
Hot, baby. I'm coming in hot. Let me tell you.
You on your 328-yard drive. I'll believe that when I see it. I got you telling me you're hitting at 328. I got Scotty Fitz telling me he's shooting 76. And he just started playing golf again. I mean, I'm done with all the BS. Y'all better bring it today. And if I'm going to call you out on tomorrow's show if I don't see a 300-plus drive and a 240-yard 2-iron you're telling me about.
Yeah, but that wasn't
you out.
But let's just add a little atmospheric conditions, because that was in the mountains of Virginia, and I was 3,200 feet up. So
here we go. Downhill, downwind.
Just saying. It was downhill. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it won't be 68 degrees when we see off today, and we will not be at 3,200 feet. So
I don't think we'll see 68 degrees probably until February at this rate,
unless you're indoors. How are you, partner?
Yeah.
I know you've been busy. You've been out in LA. You've been all over the world, being your big actor self that you are. Congratulations on Deer Camp going into the theaters. That's pretty awesome. How was the whole? I missed the opening and all that fun stuff. How'd that go?
It was great. We had, and thank you. We made this October. This movie will have been 4 years old, and we were probably seriously the only movie that was shooting during COVID. And then the world obviously changed. And so we kind of sat on it and tweaked it and tested it. And we had our first screening was a couple years ago at a thing called Scream Fest in Los Angeles, a really fun horror film festival. We won Best Effects. So that was kind of gratifying. And that was neat because that was a cold audience, minus about, say, 8 of us in the 400-seat theater known as the Chinese Man Theater. But that was fun to see, not just being in California and having that audience there, that, frankly, this movie's set in 86, and it's set really in that culture of deer hunting, really. And I say deer hunting is more beer drinking than hunting, but these well, 6 dudes.
That's what deer hunting is. Yeah,
right. Well, there's that. Yeah. These 6 dudes, 20-something-year-olds, leave Detroit to go rent a cabin for the weekend, and it's opening weekend of deer season. And they stop at a bar before they get there that's on Native American land, and they get a little, one of them might get a little handsy, and and the locals don't like the city slickers coming up there and leaving their trash and making a mess. So
I see where this is going.
Bar fight ensues.
Somebody's head's coming off.
Bar fight ensues. And and it just turns into melee, and the waitress ends up dead, and they don't know it. But then the next day, the sheriff, and I play the sheriff arrives and reminds them that they're on native land and they cannot escape the sins committed on these lands. So it's a setup. It's a familiar setup, as we say in the business. Cabin in the woods. Who doesn't like a cabin in the woods story? But we were really drawn to it in a very serious way. The first kind of seminal idea really came from billboards that the writers saw in Michigan that said, "Have you seen her?" And it was all about raising awareness for missing and murdered Native American women, and which is beyond epidemic. I mean, I think it's 5,000, no trace, as we talk right now. So that really kind of inspired them to go, let's learn more. So we that's a part of the theme. It's kind of like giving your dog Tally, some medicine every now and then, but you got to maybe put in a piece of cheese,
Oh yeah.
So that's showbiz. But that we had about 1,400 theaters across the country for most of June, and then today it's on Amazon Prime, and several other streaming services. And if you're one of those, and apparently there's still a group that collects these things because
I love
and I'm not included. I just had to get them just to show people that we actually did it. But yeah, you can get your Blu-ray today. So there's that.
Well, here's my question. Like, this is your baby. You wrote it, produced it, star in it. So when you're sitting in the historic Chinese Theater in Los Angeles, where so many incredible premieres have gone on, and you're watching the audience react to everything, like, what is that like? What is that like? I mean, what does the inner emotion feel like?
I think it's the closest thing to stand-up comedy without saying a word, because it's all about feeling that room. And that was really interesting because they would laugh at parts that were like, I didn't
Not supposed to laugh at that. That wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. or then they would jump and get scared at some of those nice, scary moments. And especially at the end, and it's not one of those, kind of slasher movies. So kids, it's going to be okay. But there's some justified killing, and then the end is very justifying. And that was really fun to see that audience cheer at the end. So there's a big hint on how we tied up with a nice little bow. But yeah, that's always fun. Again, especially with a cold audience. It's one thing to schlep out there to AMC Woodlands with my family and all my friends. You go, oh, okay, I'm going to go get some popcorn. I've seen it about 38 times.
Right.
But to see it with or to be in Michigan when we opened, and to go to Grand Rapids and to play it in Detroit with, basically that most of the team is from Michigan. I didn't really write it beyond just kind of helping tool a little bit of it, but it was more or less and a Tampa businessman actually helped fund it. So there's that. So nice. I'm the Florida connection with Anthony Morris and Fausto.
Well, listen, congratulations on that and all the success to come. And I know you're also working on you've played Richard Nixon, 2 or 3 times now in movies?
Yeah, 3 times.
You're becoming the go-to Richard Nixon guy.
And it's hilarious because I never really set out to do it. The first one was a total accident because the writer of the show is a friend of mine, and they had cast Nixon, and they were shooting in Atlanta. It was the First Lady series for Showtime with Michelle Pfeiffer as Betty Ford. And it's really, it's a great little story about how it's about the White House through the eyes of the First Lady. So Michelle Obama was played by Viola Davis. And then obviously Michelle Pfeiffer played Betty Ford. And then Gillian Anderson played Eleanor Roosevelt and was unrecognizable. I mean, so I'm obviously Nixon in the first part, but I sent him my audition because I was like, I've been impersonating Nixon since I was 15 years old.
All right, well, give us a little taste. Give a little taste of the audition.
Well, I'm like, well, I might be able to find the actor. I didn't even tell him that it was going to be me. And I said, well, give me the sides, and the sides are the lines that you would audition to. Well, the side is, I'm not a crook, and therefore I resign. So it's the classic stuff. And back in high school, we didn't have a thing called YouTube. So I was like, let me just study this. So I started watching how I would, hunch over. And it was important not to make it funny because most impersonations, like the great Rich Little, everything's very overdone, So I kind of wanted to draw him just a little bit further closer to a human, and because he was a dad. And he was a granddad, and he was a husband, and wherever you are politically, he was loved by people. He was a real person. He was an amazing human being. I mean, was a concert pianist, wrote his own concertos, got into Harvard Law School right out of college, but couldn't afford it. So his
parents didn't have the money, right?
And he was raised. This is also kind of an ironic twist. He was raised in a very strict Quaker household that forbid cursing, forbid drinking,
but he had a potty mouth
and gambling. Oh yeah, if he didn't record himself, we would have never known what kind of foul language he really enjoyed. But here's another little trick. When he was, he enlisted in the Navy, was a lieutenant in the Navy, and was out there at Guadalcanal. But then he got moved to kind of a more peaceful post, for lack of a better phrase, and became the professional poker player. I mean, there are legends about him when he came back to run for Congress in he came back to run for Congress in California in like 60. He paid for his whole campaign with his poker earnings from the Navy. True. He got a royal flush once on diamonds. That is 1 in 650,000 odds.
Jesus.
No, he was very good. So he was.
For those who don't know, from a historical standpoint, something I learned later on in life, the whole Watergate thing was a setup. The guys that did that were feds. They were CIA. Richard Nixon, very much like John Kennedy, had figured out that there was the CIA and the FBI were pretty much running the country, had the goods on all the politicians, very much like what we see going on now. And this Watergate thing was a setup to get rid of Richard Nixon, who was sniffing around these agencies and was getting ready to make some major moves because he knew they were part of the group that killed John Kennedy, who was doing the same thing, by the way. And so the most, quote, disgraced president in the history of the United States. And now we know the rest of the story. And, he comes out more as a heroic figure than he does as history was seeing him for many, many years as the worst president ever. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah. And he, being raised in a very, meager means. And like I said, he got into Harvard, but he couldn't afford it. Right. So he stayed in California and finished his degree, then got into Duke, which might be as prestigious in terms of law, especially back then.
Yeah.
But he couldn't, their family was still poor. So he lived in a tool shed without running water, took showers in the school gym. I mean, he was,
how about that?
But he became very focused. And one of the things, he had a public kind of affinity for John F. Kennedy, but he really didn't like him. He did not because of maybe what some think, but because Kennedy was known to chase anything with a dress, and Nixon was a hardworking guy. And Nixon would be so mad when Kennedy was on the cover of Time, and he'd do anything in a dress, and he was always anti-elite class. That was the other reason many of the operatives and the kind of party elite didn't like him, because he was tearing them down. I mean, here's a guy who,
of course,
pushed segregation. Made unions hire African Americans. In the 60s. Yeah. I mean, amazing.
Democrats didn't like that at all. They didn't
amazing guy, and I just.
All right. So you also sorry to stop you, but you also do a great Ronald Reagan. And yesterday you were doing the Reagan-Nixon phone call. I hate to put you on the spot. But it's so good. It's so good. And I don't drop the F-bomb here. Just say freaking.
No.
Say freaking instead of the other one. And give me a little bit. Can you do a little bit?
I mean, these are my two favorite presidents, so this is news for me.
Oh, you're going to love this, Timmy Ham. Oh, my God, he's so good.
Well, I will lead by saying Richard Nixon had an IQ of 155. Mm-hmm. Reagan was about 100. W was like 91, but for the record.
Negative 91.
There's a very famous phone call where Nixon is in the White House, and it's about to blow. And he gets a call from the governor of California. And you could hear it on YouTube, and it's, "Hello, Mr. President. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you're going through this. And well, if there's anything I can do, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Ronnie. I appreciate the call." I actually wanted to kind of embellish a little bit more, but it's amazing when you consider that. And, there's only part of that that's actually recorded. And I'm convinced Reagan called him to tell him he's going to run for president, because they didn't think, Reagan was going nowhere. And and he was the head of the party, but they stayed super close. And Nixon really liked that conservative part. He would not do this publicly, not say this publicly. And even Reagan tempered that down a little bit in public, but they were very strict conservatives. And they shared that all the way into their, the end of their lives. But amazing human beings.
I look forward to seeing you play Nixon again on the screen or in your one-man play, however that pulls out. That's going to be absolutely awesome. So thanks for jumping in, partner. Appreciate it. Anything else going on that we should know about here locally? Anything in film or entertainment?
It's kind of, we're in the dog days of summer right now, so it's kind of quiet. I did see Beverly Hills Cop, the new Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F.
How great is that?
I mean, I had low expectations. Right. I love seeing them together. That was so nostalgic and
very nostalgic. Yeah.
I mean, and perfect. And even like little touches, like his old in Detroit, Axel Foley's old boss. They had a picture of him on the wall.
Oh my God, so good.
It was so awesome. I mean, and it was kind of predictable and clunky and funny, but it was. I think they mopped up the franchise very well.
Yeah. All right, partner. We'll go see that. Thank you. Jump in next week. We'll have some more fun. Thanks, buddy.
Sounds good.
See you at 2:00.
Back to stretching. Okay.
All right. When we come back here to this hideous show here, we're going to play a little golf. TJ, the pro, is here. We're going to demonstrate how we play a little Pebble Beach golf here. You ready for this, Timmy?
I might go. I got my clubs in the closet here. I might grab a club and swing here in my room.
We're brought to you by Hydrate Heroes. I'm hydrating out here in this heat, so you do too. Go to tryhydrateheroes.com. Get your free 3-pack and get all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. Tryhydrateheroes.com. And by Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Go get a new primary care right there, VAMMC.com. Back with some golf when we come back.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
All right, this is for all you guys who don't want to go to the gym and do 5,000 crunches. At Bay Area Modern Medical Center, you can get on the new True Body machine where you can reduce fat and tone up your muscle. It's like doing 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Define your body as you see fit. True Body offers personalized muscle stimulation that delivers the equivalent of those 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Just get in touch with them at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Chris Lugo and the team over there will set you up on True Body and get amazing results. Non-invasive with comfortable and little to no pain and zero downtime. You can isolate and target those areas that you want to improve and treat multiple areas simultaneously. It's an amazing machine, so check it out at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com.
JP here to ask the question, are you planning an event, meeting, or conference? If so, you'll want to call the designers and production professionals at Extravaganza Productions Incorporated. With over 35 years of experience in the events industry, designing and producing every type of small to large event, they can provide a huge resource for design ideas, audio, visual, sound, lighting, decor, and entertainment to turn your event into an incredible experience for the entire audience. Folks, I've worked up close and personal with this group at many national events and Tampa events, and they have unique capabilities that help you save time and money in the planning and execution of your next event. Don't delay. Call these pros today at 813-621-4700 or check out their website at extravaganzaproductions.com. Tell them JP sent you, and they'll provide a free initial consultation for your event. Extravaganza Productions, the best of the business.
Take your business or nonprofit to the next level with the power of video. Red House Streaming offers complete field production services. Our experience and expertise has you covered every step of the way wherever you want to go. From initial concept to final delivery, we'll handle it all and bring your vision to life. As your all-in-one production partner, we offer comprehensive marketing packages that not only showcase your brand, but amplify your reach. Contact Red House Streaming today.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, here we go. A live demonstration. Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. I hit like 6 balls and I'm out of breath. It's bad. It's hot. It's hot out here. That's my excuse.
There you
All
go.
right, so we're at the Rogers Park Top Tracers Range. It's opening up next week. This is TJ Heigl right there. He's the pro out here. We're playing number 7 at Pebble Beach. Can you see that, Timmy?
Yeah.
The downhill.
Throw you up solo here.
Downhill par 3. What's it playing here?
87 yards, 25 feet downhill.
All right, so 87 yards, 25 feet downhill. What are you going to hit?
I'm going to hit a little gap wedge.
A gap wedge? Okay. So, TJ,
About a 4-iron for you.
I'm going driver. All right, so he's gonna go first. So TJ, explain what's going on here.
Okay, so basically what we did to begin with is we started our center line out here. It's about 128 yards to our center line. Obviously, we're not going to hit it that far because the hole's only playing 87 yards.
So you see these markers out here. So we've already marked what our center line is. So that's how the computer knows, what our direction is and if we're hitting it correctly.
Yes, so I'm going to do my best to visualize an 87-yard shot and take a little bit off this gap wedge and try to hit it in there about 5 feet.
All right, we're going closest to the pin. Here we go. Do I get some kind of a handicap on this? I get 2 shots. He gets 1. How about that? Here we go. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so that's the log. Might go in the hole to see what this looks like. Oh, nice.
Okay.
13 feet from the pin?
Yeah, I didn't account for the wind there. So
13. I got to beat 13 feet? Okay, here.
You can do it.
Here, just hold that.
okay.
All right. 18 feet. I bladed over the green into the ocean. Could be. There we go. All right. Cinderella story. 7 Beach.
Carl Spengler, everyone.
Oh.
Hold a little bit. Back here. Oh, he's in the bunker. He's in the bunker. All right. We're going another shot. All right, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me line this up a little bit better. Okay. How's my yardage on that? Was that pretty good?
Let's see. Yeah, yardage was good. Just pulled it a little bit.
Just pulled it a little bit. That's a little better. Over to.
Oh.
Look at that.
Somebody's closer. Very nice. Very nice. Oh.
Yes. I beat the pro. It took me 2 shots, but I beat the pro.
Edit this footage.
Yeah. Well, sorry, it's live. You know what? I'll give you one more try.
One more try. Okay.
I'll give you one more try. You know, you are who you are. Here we go.
I'm a gracious leader.
All right, one more. It's fun, though. I loved it. This is awesome. Oh, he flushed that one. Let's watch it. Here it comes. Can you see this, Timmy?
Yeah.
So you get it.
No,
Wow.
nice, though. That's a good shot. I was right at it.
All right.
12 feet 11. Still haven't beaten my 11. All right.
You beat the pro.
I beat the pro. What the hell? I'm not taking another shot after that. Hell no. Hell no. So, TJ, tell me a little bit more about this. When you guys are opening, prices, all that stuff. What do you got?
Sure. So we open to the public July 15th. So basically, we'll rent the bays out by the hour. Monday through Thursday before 4 o'clock, you pay $25 an hour. From 4 to 9, it's $35 an hour. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before 4 o'clock, it's going to be $35 an hour. From 4 to 9, it's $45 an hour. You can reserve your bays online at rogersparkgolfnet.net or by calling our pro shop at 813-356-1671.
There you go. $25. Isn't it like $500 at Topgolf?
Yeah, probably more.
If you can even get a reservation. I mean, $25, you get all the balls you can hit.
All the balls you can hit. Golf balls are included.
Wow. And you got food and beverage too. I saw some of the good food and beverage.
Food and beverage too. Yep, we had a copy of our menu if you'd like to show that. But definitely food and beverage. That's going to be our.
Yeah, let's show the copy. Look, we could do it all here. We're breaking new ground here. All right, we got French fry basket for $6.
$6.
Oh my God! Onion rings for $7. Mozzarella sticks. Where are these prices? This is like pre-inflation, bro. Mac and cheese bites for $10.
Is Trump president again?
Trump, I think it is. Hey, this is the free state of Florida, so maybe we've uncovered something here. So great prices, and this, I don't know if you can see this, but this setup is like everything is brand spanking new. It's super beautiful out here. And while we're here, TJ, you guys got a lot more here, right? You got a great new practice area. Show you right there. It's a brand new green.
5,000 square feet.
5,000 square feet, and then you have the short course too. Tell us about the short course.
We have a 9-hole short course constructed by Gary Koch and Steve Smyers. It is my most favorite place to go here at Rogers Park Golf Course. Takes 45 minutes to play. Longest hole's 120 yards. Shortest hole's about 60, and just a ton of fun.
So you just bring your wedge and a couple wedges and a putter out here, and
that's it.
And what does it cost for the short course?
$9 to walk 9 holes. It is a walking.
Holy crap!
$9?
$9 to walk 9 holes.
$9?
No matter how many strokes you take, it's just $9.
You can't get a Happy Meal for that. You can get a basket of fries, walk the short course, and then come over here. You could do all that for less than $35-$40 and bring your butt. That's a day right here.
That's just more money for the bar.
Right? Yeah, more money for the bar, which is right here.
Do it all in less than 3 hours.
And do it all in less than 3 hours. How about that? So you were saying, or who was it? Earlier, Scott Reynolds was saying he doesn't play golf anymore because it's too expensive and it takes too much time.
Not now.
Come out to Rogers Park.
And
solve that problem.
Talk about your 18-hole course as well, because I think this is a hidden gem. They redid it many, many years ago. There's a couple holes right on the river, right?
Oh, absolutely. Hole number 14, which is our signature hole, runs right along the Hillsborough River. So,
Wow.
and then we're scheduled for new greens in the summer of 25.
So if you have not been out to Rogers Park lately, golfers, you have got to get out here. This is super fun. It's a great value. The pro's a little shaky. You know, you can beat him clearly, as we've shown. But other than that, it's a home run. It's absolutely fantastic. So, TJ, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you hanging out, and congratulations on this. What a fantastic and this is great for the golfers of Tampa Bay, because we don't have hardly any places to hit balls, and like in South Tampa especially, right?
Absolutely. Our motto is country club service at municipal pricing.
There we go. And there's, by the way, there's a grass range right over there with beautiful grass. You want to hit off the grass and come out here. What's a bucket of balls cost?
So a small bucket is $10, medium is 15, large is 20.
Nice. And it's absolutely beautiful out here. And
ask him if he can open one here in DFW.
in Dallas
for a small fee.
For a small fee.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be a
TJ, thanks,
partner.
man. Appreciate it. All right. Well, that went pretty well, despite getting on a little late today. We had the groundbreaking demonstration here of Top Tracer Golf. That was pretty cool. So, and of course, once again, be displaying my clutch performance in the area of golf. It was a total miss hit, by the way. It came right off the toe, but it kind of curled back in.
Hey, it's the result that matters.
That's right. That's what it's about golf. It's just about, they don't ask you how, just how many. So
that's right.
All right. Anything
Very
else
good.
pressing? We got any great comments on my performance there from the huge crowd watching the show?
Nothing on your golf game. Michael says we need a new Police Academy movie too. Man, I don't know about that. Steve Gutenberg's like 75 years old. I don't know if we need another one of those.
Nah, I think we're good with that.
Yeah,
Another airplane,
really good.
Another airplane was like 7 would be great. Those were fantastic.
Well, they're all dead now, though. Like, we literally got it. Robert Hayes, I think, is dead, isn't he? Or maybe he's just old too. I don't know.
AI, like we do everything with AI now, right?
I mean, didn't they do a hologram Tupac or an Elvis? Can't they do a hologram Robert Hayes or something?
I would think so. I would think so. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with us today. We got some good news out there in terms of Scott Reynolds coming on from Pewter Report. So if you missed any of that, go back and check it out on the podcast. Please like and subscribe on our YouTube page, The JP Peterson Show and FanStream Sports. And please go follow my new Twitter at The JP Peterson Show. Please do that. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to hit some more golf balls here, take some more money from the pro. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Thank you.